You want to chime in on the Tua conversation du jour that the last two games have either exposed him or the running attack has not been supporting him enough? I'm hearing so much about the last two games of the Miami Dolphins, and I'd love to get your sense on it right now.
Well, the first thing, Rich, is that, every good offense, this happens to them, is that, you have a good offense and you do certain things. Like every offense does certain things really well. I mean, I remember watching a mic'd up of Bill Belichick when we were playing them with the greatest show on turf, and he was yelling at his DBs, take away the big end. Just take away the big end. Force them to do something else, because that was the staple of our offense. And so with this Miami team, they love to throw inside the numbers. They love the timing, skinny post, wrap in routes, and that's what Tua does well. That's what this offense is built around off of the play action. So they've been doing that extremely well all year long. Well, eventually defenses are smart enough to go, okay, we got to take that away. We've got to stop that and figure out how to do it. And not always as easy to do it as understanding how to do it. But, the last couple of weeks they played against a good defense in San Francisco, and then I love the plan that the Chargers had, and that's basically what they said is, we are going to take away the timing and we're going to take away the middle of the field. Now show me you can beat me other ways. And that's what great offenses and great quarterbacks have to do. You have to adjust, you have to evolve, and you have to show that that's not all we can do. I can do more than throw the big end. So if you want to take it away, we've got other answers. And that, to me, is where Miami is right now. Mike McDaniel in that offense. Show me you can do something else. And Tua the same way. It's been a great year for Tua. But if you want to be a great quarterback in this league, you've got to be able to balance out some of those struggles. When people take away your strengths, can you still win football games? And that is the real question for Tua and this Miami team. And it's really going to define Tua moving forward. Nothing wrong with what he's done up to this point, because he's played the game the way that was in front of him. But now they're going to have to adjust, and we're going to see who Tua is as a complete quarterback, which is what we all want to see anyways, and what they're going to have to know if they're going to be a team that can battle in that division for years to come.
So you're saying he has the ability to do that. We just need to see it. The question is what then? Or he doesn't have that ability. I'm trying to figure out what you're saying.
I mean, that's exactly it. Does he or doesn't he? Everybody's, big knock on Tua was arm strength. And so, it lends itself to, he's playing inside the numbers. Okay, guys, the longest throw in football is going to be the one outside the numbers, right? Over defenders, where you have to use a bigger arm. And so those are the questions that he can just go out and answer. We can all speculate all we want until he's got to show that he can do it, and he shows that he can do it consistently. We're still going to have those questions. But, yeah, that's what it comes down to, is show me you can evolve. Show me you can do the other things, the things that people aren't taking away, and you can be that every down great quarterback that we can expect to win for us no matter what a defense does.
And, I keep thinking about this line over the last several minutes that you just gave us, that analysis about how defensive coordinators and defenses are onto, if you will, what Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins do well and do best and like to do and are trying to prevent it, is a fellow Hall of Famer of yours, Kurt Warner. Rod Woodson once told me the greatest adaptable organism in the NFL is a defense. And you give a defensive coordinator time to look at film, they'll suss it out, and you're going to have to adjust. Is that what's happening to the Bills' offense? Because the first 6 weeks they were on tilt, they were leaving opponents not only in the losing column but just in a fetal position, and we're not seeing that. I'm wondering if Allen's banged up or something. What do you think, Kurt?
Well, I don't know if it's as much, there's a book out, because Josh Allen's really good and can do a lot of different things. Stephon Diggs is really good, and he's hard to take out of a game because they do so many things with him. But here's what I think sometimes happens is that, all of us, I think everybody on our network, right, Game Day picked the Bills to win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And so they come into the season and everybody looks up at them like, oh, my gosh, this is the Giant. This is the team to beat this year. And then when a team, kind of knocks them down a little bit or finds a way to beat them, and, kind of the old analogy, the Giant can bleed. Like they're not invincible. And I think that's what we've seen a little bit with this Buffalo Bills offense, is that teams, came in thinking, oh, my gosh, they're going to be so hard to stop, the unicorn at quarterback. And now they've seen that they can a little bit. Stephon Diggs is great. The more I watch some of their secondary receivers, the more I ask the question, how good are they? You know, can they dominate a game if Stephon Diggs is taken out of it? Can they make those tough plays, which you watched the game last week? They didn't make those tough plays last week. And so now you're saying to yourself, well, yes, they've got some good pieces, but are they great across the board offensively? I've seen Josh Allen get a little impatient at times, especially in the red zone. Instead of staying in the pocket and reading things, it's almost like he wants to buy a second and then run out of the pocket and try to create. And as he's done that, he's made more mistakes in those creative situations than he did in the past. And so I think that's what we're seeing is that, you know, not only the opponents, but the Bills, too, going, man, this isn't as easy as it was earlier. This isn't as easy as we thought it was going to be. And they're pressing a little bit, and you put those two things together, and you don't have this vaunted giant that everybody says, oh, my gosh, they're invincible. Now it's like they're good, and they've still got some great pieces, but they're not invincible. We can do some things, and we can have some success against them if we take advantage of the opportunities they give us.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.